This is probably the only movie in 2023 that made me cry. Let's talk about The Iron Claw. The Iron Claw follows the legendary Von Erich family, considered one of the greatest wrestling families of all time. The narrative focuses on Kevin Von Erich, played by Zac Efron, who does an incredible job. I think he should get considered for an Oscar nomination, and I wouldn't even be surprised if he wins. He just did that phenomenal of a job. Definitely a legacy role for Zac Efron. I love sports movies. I will always watch sports movies, but the sports genre always faces this tricky situation where how do they tell a narrative in a way that's not like other movies, right? Because there's always like a formula in sports movies. And I gotta say, The Iron Claw gave it a new spin on the whole thing, because the story, even though it is a sports story, it transcends way beyond sports. That's just how legendary and tragic the story of the Von Erich family is. I think every single actor who played a Von Erich brother did a phenomenal job. I went to see some footage from the actual Von Erichs after the movie ended, and I gotta say, I thought they did a great job when I saw the movie, and now after seeing the footage, I think they did an even greater job, because they really portrayed these people to a T. Really, really well done. I do think Iron Claw will become one of those sports classics, and because again, this movie transcends way beyond sports. You really see family. It's really a story about family, brotherhood, and abuse. It's just, you know, you can be at the top of the hill, but there can be so many things that can bring you down, or sometimes a person that can bring you down. Now, the movie is not all sad, of course. It's a sports movie. You're gonna have your sports moments, and there is a great chunk. I think this is like the best chunk of the movie in terms of like happy moments, where the Von Erich brothers all team up and start doing 6-man tag team matches. That whole montage that they put in the movie was just so fun to see. The music, the Tom Sawyer song in the background, it was just so perfectly well crafted. The cinematography in those action sequences when they're wrestling was just phenomenal. They actually all did their stunts, so the whole cast learned how to wrestle, and you can really tell it really feels authentic when you're watching that montage, or like just the matches. Whenever there's a new match, you really feel the suspense. Like I said, the narrative of this movie will touch your heart, especially if you have brothers or siblings. I absolutely loved this movie, and I think it's in my top 3 of the year. Did I expect this movie to be in my top 3? No, I knew this was going to be an incredible movie, but I did not expect it to be a future modern classic.